Welcome to the Real Estate Investing Podcast, where we help you unlock your potential freedom through land investing, real estate investing, and entrepreneurship.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Apke. In today's episode, we are going to go over a very important topic. It's the 3 different types of land investors. And we're going to go from people who don't make it in this business to the most successful people that we see on our program. And I think this topic is really important just so you guys can see the difference of people coming in. Like some people make it, some people don't, unfortunately, in this business. The people that make it, you usually know the reason why they're making it. They're doing extra work, whatever the situation is. But in this episode, we're going to start talking about the people who don't make it at all. So that's what our first part of this episode is going to be. Like what makes someone fail at this business 100% of the time. And this is the person I like to call someone who's up Sunday night, they have a high for whatever reason. They're excited. They read something about land flipping, and then they buy a course. It's a very quick decision. There's not much education that goes behind it in terms of the work that needs to follow. And they go buy a course for $1,000, whatever the situation is. And then that's the last thing they do for land investing. Maybe they join one group call, maybe they watch a couple modules, but this is the group of people. And unfortunately, it happens with all programs. Like people start things and then quit. People buy something and then never use it. And that's kind of this group that I put these people in. And they are nothing wrong with what they did. Like I admire and I appreciate the urge to make something better, like to do something in land investing. But the key piece that they are missing more times than not is the prior education. And we see a lot of these people come in their 30 days, they might ask a few questions and then they're just gone. They don't send any mail, they don't do any marketing, they never really give the business a chance or really never give the business a chance. So they just, it's just $1,000 and it's something that eventually they'll probably run into something that works if they keep on, but it's always the lack of action. This first group, which is the people that just do not make it in this business, there's nothing we can do to help them make it. It's just there is zero action from their part. And I see it constantly Sunday nights, Monday mornings, people joining course, and then you don't hear from them after that. And it's people who are dreading the weekday or the week ahead and trying to find a way out. Get hit with that. I don't know what the situation is, but it is a split-second decision to spend $1,000 on a course or whatever, and they're gone. So that is the first group of people. Now, the second group of people are what I like to call they dip their toe in the water. And these people fail more times than they don't because they truly never give the business a chance. So when I say dip their toe in the water, they do some education. They do some education before the fact. They make a conscious decision like, okay, land flipping might work. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. And then they send 500 mailers out. And their reaction when they send 500 mailers out, it's okay, this might work, this might not work, but I'm going to give it 500 mailers. I'm going to send 500 text messages out, see if I can get a land deal that profits me $20,000. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm just going to stop. This doesn't work. And as you guys know, it takes 2,000 mailers to get a deal. It takes 2,500 mailers sometimes to get a deal. And when you're trying to get your first deal, there's a learning curve, obviously. So sometimes they get it. Like sometimes people in this group get a deal and then they start scaling up and they make it work. But the people in this group who dip their toe in and send 500 mailers, 500 texts, 1,000 texts, whatever the situation is, and don't get a deal, they're gone. And it's like, this doesn't work. And it's just the reality of the volume that is needed for this business to truly make this business model work. This is a volume game. If you want to make more money as a land investor, do more deals, do bigger deals. How do you do this? You send more marketing, whether it's text or phone calls or mail, you do a higher volume of mail, it is a volume game. If I want to 5x my business, like, yeah, I'm going to do bigger deals. I'm going to focus on that. But at the same time, I know to get these bigger deals, I'm going to need to send more mail. And if you come into this business saying, I'm going to send 500 mailers, see if I can squeak out a deal, whatever it is, it's more times than not, it's just going to be a failed business. And you're going to spend an unnecessary amount of money and then just end up failing, giving up whatever the situation is. So that's why I always push people prior to joining education, prior to doing anything, spending money, like take as much free education as possible. Come to our live YouTube calls. Come schedule a consultation with us. I really pride ourselves in as a company trying to educate as much as possible, give as much information, what's expected, and just give free education as well as like how you can maybe do this without purchasing any education. And the people who do that pre education before purchasing education are by far the most successful people. So I'm going to get to this final group, which is the people who go all in. They know to the dollar typically what they need to put into this business to get out what they want. Like, yeah, they're not going to be exactly right, obviously, but they're ready to put in $8,000, invest $8,000 into this business. And they kind of look at that money as not necessarily being gone, but they're like, I'm going to put this money into it. I'm going to make this work. Like, it is people, that's their mindset coming in. Like, I got $10,000. I'm ready to invest. $1,000 is going to education. $9,000 is going to marketing, and I'm going to get 4 or 3 deals, whatever it is from that. And I'm going to have $50,000 of equity. Those are the mindsets, and they do a ton of education prior to starting paid education. They're watching all of our YouTubes. And I talk to these people because we do our consultations. Daniel and myself do our consultations for our course. And I talk to these people all the time. And you can see how focused they are and how much information they are coming in with. And it blows me away a lot of times. Like, these people are coming in with so much information. They've watched YouTube videos, listened to podcasts. They've done so much. They understand the business model and what is required to be successful. And that's why I do episodes like this, because these people separate themselves. They come in, they're in our weekly calls, they're sending mail, they're doing text messages, they are just continually educating themselves along with taking action. You cannot just educate yourself. If you do not align taking action with education, or I'm sorry, education with taking action, you don't have a chance. Education without taking action, you're not going to make any money. Those two have to go hand in hand. Sometimes taking action is your education. You take action, you fail, that is education. You also have other education, whether it's YouTube, whether it's paid education, anything like that, but that has to be lined up with taking action. And you need to have a cutting off point where, like, okay, I've done enough education in terms of like I need to take some action. There has to be a point where, like, okay, I'm ready to send out my first mail. I've listened to all this, I've done all this. My next form of education is by screwing up some mail. And that's the reality. It's going to happen. You're going to spend money that you didn't you that where you're not going to get deals, worthless mail, whatever it is. But that education behind how that happened, why that happened, is going to be so valuable in growing your land business to a 7-figure business in the next 12 months. And that is the reality of what's possible. And this last group understands that. Like, they understand what is possible in this business. That's why they're willing to go all in. They're willing to sacrifice. They have proof of concept. They don't need proof of concept. They just need to start taking action. And that's what they do when they come into our program. So to recap, guys, like, if you are anything, it's not just land investing, anything. Like, if you're looking into getting an education program, if you're looking to invest in something, like, you have to get past dipping your toe in. Like, you have to be bought in to whatever it is. I believe land investing is one of the best opportunities for people trying to get out of their 9-to-5 jobs. Yes, I can sound biased as a land investor, as a land investing coach as well. But I fully believe land investing is one of the best opportunities to get out of your 9-to-5, gain financial freedom, So, but prior to getting into anything like this, doing your education, understanding what it takes to be successful in this business is so important. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a shorter video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any video suggestions for future videos, future podcasts, please let me know down in the comments. Other than that, have a good day. We'll see you next time.
As always, thank you for joining. Please do us a huge favor and like and subscribe our YouTube channel and share this with a friend. It really means the world to Ron and I, but more importantly, it could help change the life of someone else. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next episode.